Hey there, one and all Transformer fans. Welcome back to another TTRP. That's a Transformers Talk Raw podcast here on YouTube or Spotify. If you're listening in on either venue, we sure appreciate it, guys. Today we're going to be having my coverage of the Hasbro Pulse stream that went on today on this Friday morning, which brings me into my first point, guys. Why in the hell, and there may be some language in this one, by the way, fellas, so brace yourselves. Why in the hell would Hasbro have it on Friday morning? I love how they assume that the largest part of their Transformer fan base doesn't have to work on Friday mornings. Now, I realize that it's only morning time in the West of the world. It's not really morning in the UK, so, but you have to keep in mind something. The counter argument to that is Hasbro is a company that was founded in the United States. It's by and large a United States company. Its headquarters is in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So again, I ask the question, why in the hell would they have it on a Friday morning in the work week? But I digress, guys. I know you guys were all excited about the big reveals today. I was too, but I was kind of going into it not expecting what we got at all. And I was pleasantly surprised. But I wasn't able to watch the stream itself. I'm having to cover it afterwards. So I know that everybody and their mother has already covered this stuff and you've already been shown this stuff. But I appreciate you listening to my coverage and my take and my opinion on this stuff. Yeah, they had View up there on stage initially in the pre-stream. I guess that's the right terminology to use, the pre-stream. Sounds a little dirty, doesn't it? But yeah, they put View up there, and you know what? I like View as a guy. I've talked to him privately a couple times over the years. He's actually even commented on my channel once, years and years ago. But I don't really watch View anymore, and I don't have a problem with those who do. He's a funny person. I just think his videos are a little too heavily edited now, if that's a thing. And he seems to be more importantly, he seems to be going very, very mainstream. And I, as a person, tend to shy away from these huge mainstream Transformer content creators. And they're just not for me. Once they get to that level where everyone's kind of kissing their butts, and he's earned it. View is one of the few. He's earned everything he's got, and I'm happy for him. Like I said, he's a good guy, and he's a funny guy. But I ain't about what's the most popular at the moment. I've never been a guy like that. In school, I wasn't like that. I shy away from that stuff. But anyhow, they had View up there, and it was good to see View. They had him introducing some stuff, talking about the different lines that they're going to be revealing, different figures. They didn't have him actually as a part of the mainstream, which they could have. I don't know why they didn't. But they had him speaking to this one lady who was, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. It was cool to see View. That's basically what I wanted to say about that. But moving on to the actual Transformer reveals, there's 3 core classes they revealed today, 3 Deluxes and 3 Voyagers. No leader classes, no Titans, of course. Yeah, some of these came in a big surprise to me, guys. The core class guys we've got were Slug or Slag and Sludge, and of course Sound Blaster. Now these smaller Dinobots do combine, from what I've heard, so that's very interesting to see. Of course, I actually knew Sound Blaster was coming sooner or later. We had that leaked listing for him a while back, and of course for the Dinobots, we had the leaked listings for all these guys, except for we probably did for Tarn too, but I didn't see it. I must have missed it. But I'll get more into him later. But yeah, I'm real excited for the guys who are happy about these core class bots. I don't really collect the core class guys unless it makes sense. Like, Wheelie or Spike, I get that. They're smaller characters. But for Dinobots and these larger characters, I'm not about the core class scale. It's cool that those Dinobots combine, and they do look good for what they are. But now the next ones I'm real excited about. Breakdown, of course. We knew we were getting him. And it's good that Hasbro has officially revealed him, even though we've seen him, a couple images already of him. It's good that he's officially been revealed. He looks fantastic to me in both modes, of course. Scrapper Hook, who was somebody that looks very interesting. I'm assuming he's a Junkion. But yeah, he looks really cool. I can't figure out so far what he's a retool of or if he's a new mold or not. He looks slow familiar for some reason, like he's a retool of something. Now, I'm not putting my finger on it. Let me know in the comments if you guys do know. And of course, Hot Shot, and we had the listing for him. So, and he looks fantastic. And it's always great to see Hasbro paying homage to those different series. In this case, Transformers Armada. And this is the Armada Hot Shot. So it's really cool. I'm liking very much how Legacy is shaping up so far. But the most exciting ones moving into the Voyagers, we have, of course, the highly personally anticipated Needlenose, who looks jaw-droppingly fantastic. Now, should he be a Voyager? Not really. He wasn't really a Voyager-sized bot originally. Back in G1 days, he doesn't really have the size for it, but I can see why they would put him in that slot, seeing as how he comes with those additional target masters, and he probably has some, by a lot of people's standards, extra engineering, quote unquote, whatever the hell that means. To me, I've seen core class guys with better engineering and more high engineering than some of the larger figures, and I can get into which ones if you'd like me to. But I'll mention one. That core class Seeker mold, to me, is very well engineered, and it rivals actually the Voyager Earthrise Seeker mold in a lot of ways. I mean, there's some unique shit that's going on with that Seeker mold. But anyhow, moving on in the other Voyagers, we have Leo Prime. He looks fantastic. I'm not big on that character, but if you are, I can see being excited for him. He does look great. And last but not least, guys, we have Tarn, who is, I wasn't even aware of the listing for this guy, but he looks great. And I know that Tarn is a highly loved character from the comics, and he does look fantastic. And it's about time. I think it's a good thing that Hasbro's making these beloved but yet lesser known guys that have these small cult followings. Tarn is one of those guys. I hope that they'll mention the Death Source. They'll release a Death Source eventually, and some others that are lesser known but highly loved. But for the reveals we have of these 9 that I'm covering today, I'm real excited, especially for Needlenose. Scrapper looks good. All those Voyagers. Tarn, of course, Breakdown is a must-have. So probably about 5 of these 9 are must-haves for me. But let me know in the comments which ones you're excited about. Which ones are you planning on picking up immediately? Do you have any of them pre-ordered yet? But yeah, guys, I sure appreciate you guys listening to this coverage of the Hasbro Pulse stream. And I know that like I said, you've already probably seen the reveals today. But thanks for clicking on this, listening to my take on it. Of course, we have the usual, some individuals in the comments being kind of, I guess you could say, obnoxious today during the live stream. But that's a usual thing with Transformer fans. Some of them, sadly, within our community and within our fandom. And I think that should be acknowledged. But then there's a flip side of that. Personally, I don't like this clicked up kind of, and you guys know if you've been listening to the podcast for any length of time, this kind of clicked up, ass-kissing kind of, culture that surrounds some larger YouTube content creators. And case in point, I can go into a live stream, say hi, get no response. Another guy can go in, everybody's, hey, how you doing? I'm just like, so what? Whatever. I'm not even about that no more. So it's kind of a cliquish feeling, and it's something I think we as a fandom need to work on. I don't think we will work on it. Transformer fans as a whole are kind of bad in that regard to me. Not the warmest of folks. I think Star Trek community has it way better. Star Wars fans are way better. Of course, for many of us, most of us probably listening to this, Transformers are our first loves, and they always will be, regardless of what other fans feel, do, or say. But sorry to go off on a little rant there, but thanks for listening, guys, by the way, again. We're going to be back on Monday, but by the way, tomorrow is going to be we're going to have our drawing for the Speedia 500 Cosmos we're giving away. And those entries close tonight at midnight, guys. 11:59 tonight is their last chance to get your entry in for that. So if you want him, go ahead and enter, guys. I think you got less than a 1 in 20 chance of actually winning him right now. But God bless you guys. We'll be back soon. Till all are one. This podcast is made possible in part thanks to the amazing support of our patrons. Click the link to our Patreon in the description below if you'd like to help keep T-Talk Raw going strong. Thank you.